Hola a todos los estudiantes de la clase de Español 111. En este vídeo vamos a hablar de la hora en español. How to tell time in Spanish, answering two questions. ¿Qué hora es? What time is it? ¿Y a qué hora es? At what time something is. Comenzamos con ¿qué hora es? If it's exactly 1 o'clock on the dot, then we say es la una. Note that we use the verb ser in the singular, es, because una is singular. Now if it's 2 o'clock, then it becomes plural. And so we say son las dos. If it were 3 o'clock, son las tres. If it were 7 o'clock, we would say son las siete. In any case, only one is singular and all the other times are plural. If it's exactly 1 o'clock, you could say es la una en punto, which means o'clock. If it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, etc., we could say son las dos en punto, son las tres en punto, and so on. But of course, not always is it going to be o'clock. It could be 15 minutes past the hour. And in that case, we would add the expression y cuarto. So if it's 7:15, we would say son las 7:15. If it were, for example, 6:15, then we would say son las 6:15. If it were 1:15, remember you have to make it singular because it's one, so es la 1:15. If it's half past the hour, 30 minutes past the hour, then we use the expression y media. So let's say it's 10:30. Then we would say son las 10:30. If it's 1:30, es la 1:30, and so on. Now, if it's 45 minutes past the hour, so a quarter before the hour, then we do something slightly different. We use the expression menos cuarto, minus a quarter, menos cuarto. And because it is past the half, we have to go 1 hour up. So for example, 8:45. We have to go 1 hour up, not 8, but 9, because it's past the half. And so we say son las 9 menos cuarto, something like 9 minus a quarter. Of course, if it's 12:45, after 12, we have 1, so we're going to have to make it singular. 12:45, in that case, we would say es la 1 menos cuarto. But in any case, because it is past the half, we have to go 1 hour up, as you can see in the examples there. Now, it is possible that we have a specific number of minutes past the hour. For example, 6:13. In that case, we would say son las 6:13. 13 is the number of minutes past the hour. If it's 1:26, for example, we could say es la 1:26. 26 minutes past 1. But if we go past the half, just like in the case of menos cuarto, if we go past the half, then once again we have to go 1 hour up. So 7:40, for example. We go 1 hour up. Instead of 7, we're going to say 8. And then we're going to say menos and the number of minutes left until the top of the hour. in this case 20 minutes left until the top of the hour. So 7:40, we would say son las 8, going 1 hour up, son las 8 menos 20, because it's 20 minutes left before the top of the hour. Same thing with 12:50. 12:50 is again past the half, and therefore we have to go 1 hour up. After 12 we have 1, okay, 12:50, okay, and 50 means that we only have 10 minutes before the top of the hour. So we would say for 12:50 es la 1 menos 10, because it's 10 minutes left until the top of the hour. One question that I get often from students is, how do we tell the difference between AM and PM? Well, the way to tell the difference between AM and PM is the following. If it is in the morning, that means before noon, then at the end of the time we would say de la mañana. So if it's 9 o'clock in the morning, we would say son las 9 de la mañana. And in that case we know that it is in the morning. If it's past noon, so afternoon, in the afternoon, so past noon time, then we add de la tarde. If it's 3 p.m., for example, that's afternoon, so we would say son las 3 de la tarde. And if it's in the evening, then we would say de la noche. For example, if it's 10 in the evening, 10 p.m., 10 at night, then we would say son las 10 de la noche. Now, when do we go from the afternoon to the evening in Spain? When do we move from de la tarde to de la noche? In Spain, this usually happens at 8 p.m. So if it's 7 p.m., we would say son las 7 de la tarde, still in the afternoon. But if it's 8 p.m., then we would say son las 8 de la noche, already in the evening. In Spain, by the way, we use military time for schedules, TV schedules, bus schedules, train schedules, plane schedules, but we do not actually use the military time when we tell the time. So for example, if it's 1600 hours, that is 4 p.m., and so we would say son las 4 de la tarde. We wouldn't say something like son las 16 de la tarde. No, we would say son las 4 de la tarde. We have two expressions, though, that are specific of 12 noon and 12 midnight. So if it is 12 noon, you could say son las 12 de la mañana. But it is also possible to say es mediodía. In that case, mediodía, meaning midday, is singular. So you would say es mediodía. If it's 12 midnight, then you could say son las 12 de la noche. Or you could also say es medianoche. Medianoche means midnight. And of course, again, it is singular. So you would say es medianoche. Mediodía y medianoche are two expressions that you can use only when it's exactly noon. Only when it's exactly midnight. Not when some minutes have gone past noon or past midnight. Now, besides the question, ¿qué hora es?, which means what time is it, and you should look at your watch or look at the clock to answer that question, we also could have the question, ¿A qué hora es? And as you can see, it is a little bit different because we have the preposition a. So that question, ¿a qué hora es?, means at what time something is. And usually we have a kind of event that is going to take place at some point. Something like if we're looking at a schedule or something like that. And we can have a question like, ¿a qué hora es la clase? La clase, meaning the class, is the event in this case. So we know that we're being asked at what time something is, in this case a class, because we have the event itself there, la clase. And we also have the preposition a. ¿A qué hora es la clase? So if the class, for example, is at 9 a.m., your answer would be la clase es a las 9 de la mañana. So la clase, there's only one class, so it is singular. In that case, you have to say la clase es, then you have the preposition a, at, a, and then the time, las 9 de la mañana. La clase es a las 9 de la mañana. We could have the question, ¿a qué hora es la fiesta? The word la fiesta means the party, so there you have your event. And again, the question has the preposition a at the very beginning, so you know that the question has to do with at what time something is or is taking place. In this case, la fiesta, the party. So let's say that the party is at 8:30 p.m. So the answer would be la fiesta es a las 8:30 de la noche. So again, la fiesta is singular. We're talking about one party. So la fiesta es, you have to use es, the singular of the verb ser. La fiesta es a, you can never forget the a las 8:30 de la noche. La fiesta es a las 8:30 de la noche. If you are talking about a specific event, like in these cases, and the question is, ¿a qué hora es?, the answer would have to always include that preposition a, because we are talking about not what time it is now, but at what time something is. La clase, the class, la fiesta, the party, el juego, the game, la reunión, the meeting, whatever it is, whatever event we are talking about. So be very careful. Go back and review these two questions. ¿Qué hora es? What time is it now? You look at your watch, you look at the clock and you answer. Or, ¿a qué hora es la fiesta, for example? In that case, we are talking about at what time something is. Very similar questions, but not the same. So you have to be able to make a difference between these two questions. Muchas gracias, como siempre, por la atención. Se despide el profesor Antón García Fernández.